Part 1. The Lucid Legacy, Chapter 1. Giants Among Us, History's Greatest Minds and Their Lucid Secrets. First, we will look back and go on a little time travel together. We will take a quick guided tour through time, rubbing shoulders with some of the most brilliant minds in history. But don't worry, this isn't your average history lesson. We will uncover the hidden thread that connects these intellectual giants, a thread that leads directly to the principles of Lucidism. You've heard their names before: Leonardo da Vinci, Galileo Galilei, Nikola Tesla. But what you might not know is the secret philosophy that fueled their genius, a philosophy that, until now, has been hidden in plain sight. All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them. Galileo Galilei. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Discover the truth that these great minds all knew, the truth that set them apart from their contemporaries and etched their names in the annals of history. Let's start with the quintessential Renaissance man himself, Leonardo da Vinci. What made him so special and different? Sure, he was talented, but talent alone doesn't explain the breathtaking scope of his achievements. Here's what set Leonardo apart. He questioned everything. He refused to accept the limitations of his time and the limitations set up by society, especially the church. Sound familiar? That's pure Lucidism in action. Leonardo's notebooks are filled with observations that flew in the face of conventional wisdom. He dared to dissect human bodies when it was considered blasphemous. He envisioned flying machines centuries before the Wright brothers took to the sky. But Leonardo wasn't just a dreamer, he was a doer. He combined imagination with practical application, just as Lucidism teaches us to do today. Learning never exhausts the mind. Leonardo da Vinci. This insatiable curiosity, this refusal to accept arbitrary limitations, this is the first secret of the lucid life. Now, let's leap forward in time to Galileo Galilei. Here's a man who stood up to the most powerful institution of his time, the Church, armed with nothing but his observations and his unshakable belief in the truth. Galileo's famous quote, "And yet it moves," supposedly muttered after being forced to recant his belief that the earth revolves around the sun, encapsulates the lucidist spirit perfectly. It's a declaration of intellectual independence, a refusal to let dogma override observable reality. But Galileo's lucid secret goes deeper than just stubbornness. He understood something fundamental about the nature of reality, something that quantum physicists would only start to grasp many centuries later. Measure what is measurable, and make measurable what is not so. Galileo Galilei. In other words, Galileo understood that reality is, to a large extent, what we make of it. By choosing what to observe and how to measure it, we shape our understanding of the world. Sound familiar? That's Lucidism 101, folks. Now, let's fast forward to the dawn of the electrical age and meet one of the most enigmatic geniuses of all time, Nikola Tesla. Tesla was much more than just a brilliant inventor. He was a visionary who saw far beyond the limitations of his time. He dreamed of wireless power transmission when most people were still amazed by the light bulb. He foresaw the internet age when radio was in its infancy. But Tesla's true lucid secret was his understanding of energy and vibration. He famously said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." This understanding of the vibrational nature of reality is a cornerstone of Lucidism. It's what allows us to tune in to the frequencies of success, abundance, and fulfillment. But Tesla's genius came at a price. He was often misunderstood and ridiculed by his contemporaries. And herein lies another crucial lucid lesson: the courage to stand by your vision, even when the world isn't ready for it. The present is theirs. The future, for which I have really worked, is mine. Nikola Tesla. Now you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but these were exceptional individuals. What does this have to do with me? Everything. It has everything to do with you, at least if you want to thrive in this new world. Because here's the truth that these giants knew, the truth that Lucidism is built upon. Greatness isn't reserved for a chosen few. It's the birthright of every human being. Read that again, please. Greatness isn't reserved for a chosen few. It's the birthright of every human being. These historical figures weren't superhuman. They were people, just like you and me. What set them apart was their willingness to think differently, to challenge the status quo, to embrace their unique perspective on the world. In other words, they were lucidists before lucidism had a name. They understood that reality is malleable, that consciousness shapes our experience, that limitations are often self-imposed. They knew that true freedom comes from within, not from external circumstances. And now, all this knowledge is available to you, and in a way that is easy to take action on. Imagine what you could achieve if you approached life with Leonardo's curiosity, Galileo's courage, and Tesla's visionary thinking. Imagine the barriers you could break, the innovations you could create, the life you could lead. That's the power of the lucid life. And it's not just ancient history. It's alive and well in the great minds of our time too. Think about Steve Jobs, who revolutionized multiple industries by thinking totally differently. Or Elon Musk, who's pushing the boundaries of what's possible in space travel and sustainable energy. These modern giants are carrying the torch of the lucid legacy into the 21st century. And they too are ridiculed and attacked for their way of thinking. But here's the most exciting part. You don't have to be a world-famous inventor or entrepreneur to tap into this power. The principles of lucidism are universal. They can be applied to any area of life, any challenge, any dream. Whether you want to advance in your career, improve your relationships, boost your creativity, or simply find more joy and fulfillment in your daily life, the lucid life is your birthright. It's time to claim it. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. So, as we move forward in this book, I want you to keep these giants with you in your mind, not as distant historical figures, but as fellow travelers on the lucid path. They've left breadcrumbs for us to follow, secrets hidden in plain sight. Your task is to pick up these breadcrumbs, to uncover these secrets, and to apply them in your own life. Because you have the potential to be a giant among us. You have the power to shape your reality, to push the boundaries of what's possible, to leave your own mark on the world. Are you ready to step into your greatness? Are you ready to become part of the lucid life? The giants are waiting. It's time to join their ranks.